Coming up, the United States sets a record today of new coronavirus cases reported in a single day, more than 48,000.
Dedicated to eastern and southern Kentucky, this is WYNT Mountain News at 11.
Good evening, I'm Steve Hensley. The number of new coronavirus infections nationwide is nearly double what it was just 2 weeks ago. CBS's Chris Martinez has the latest from Los Angeles as more states put reopening plans on hold or impose new restrictions.
Across parts of the South and West, the surge in coronavirus cases is raising alarms. In Texas, new infections soared to a record high of more than 8,000 cases Wednesday. More than 6,900 are hospitalized with the virus. Some hospitals are already struggling to keep up.
We had to send patients as far as Huntsville or Galveston, which is from here, if you do the map, it is more than 50 miles away.
In California, COVID-19 cases have spiked 72% in the last 2 weeks. In Riverside County, east of Los Angeles, ICU beds are 90% full. And healthcare workers say protective equipment remains in short supply.
One N95 mask per shift.
What happens if you see a COVID patient and then go in to see another patient without COVID? Same mask?
Same mask.
California Governor Gavin Newsom announced a 3-week ban on bars, indoor restaurant dining, and other activities in 19 counties, including Los Angeles.
The bottom line is the spread of this virus continues at a rate that is particularly concerning.
The move covers 70% of California's 40 million residents and comes as the governor says hospitalizations in the state have risen 51% in the past 2 weeks. Beaches in Florida's Miami-Dade County are being shut for the 4th of July weekend under orders from the mayor, while the governor is not closing them across the state.
By and large, the virus does not like sunshine, heat, and humidity.
New York City's beaches reopened Wednesday, but it is pausing plans to allow dining inside restaurants. And McDonald's says it's delaying its restart of U.S. dine-in service for at least several weeks. Chris Martinez, CBS News, Los Angeles.
Governor Beshear is urging Kentuckians to continue working toward limiting the spread of COVID-19. The state added 220 more cases today. So far, 15,842 Kentuckians have tested positive for the virus. The governor also announced 7 more deaths. The state's death toll now sits at 572, but the state has now confirmed more than 4,000 recoveries. We also learned of a new COVID-19 related death in eastern Kentucky today. Harlan County Judge Executive Dan Mosley says this is their 3rd death. 26 people have contracted the virus in Harlan County. Some states and many cities are also turning to mandatory mask orders to control the spread. For now, Governor Beshear says he will not mandate masks in Kentucky. It's still just a recommendation, but leaders are encouraging everyone to wear a mask in public. Shelby Smithson has more.
Conflicting messages about face masks from the first sign of the COVID-19 virus are lingering in the general public.
One woman told me that she's getting mixed messages from the federal government, the state, the local, and she said, what am I supposed to do?
It's that confusion that leaders from both sides of the political aisle and from every level of government are trying to clear up.
The single most important thing you can do, not only to protect yourself, but protect others until we get a vaccine, put on the mask.
You need to have one on you to where when you can't be 6 feet apart from everybody, you can pull it up and make sure that you're safe.
We're trying to get that message out far and wide about the masking.
Here in Lexington, city leaders are working on launching a campaign with community influencers, encouraging citizens to wear face masks in public.
You know, masks are only a slight inconvenience compared to this actual virus.
And compared to another shutdown, states like Florida, California, and Texas are already shutting businesses back down because of spikes in cases. We're not seeing those surges in Kentucky right now, but if we do.
If we have significant increases, we'll look at mandating masks.
In Lexington, Shelby Smithson, WKYT.
Governor Beshear says he's received reports of employees at businesses not wearing face masks. He says that is mandatory and can be grounds for those businesses to be closed.
Overall, not been a bad day here in the mountains. We dealt with a few scattered showers and thunderstorms. Those are out of here, though, and we are finally going to see that sunshine and those warmer temperatures return once again. As we look into Whitesburg right now, 70 degrees, looking a little bit foggy out there, maybe a few clouds here and there. And check out those dew points in the upper 60s to lower 70s, so it is a little bit on that muggy side out there. Temperatures across the area anywhere from about the low to mid 70s, already dropping into the 60s if you're looking down towards Williamsburg. Lots of 72s across the board, and like I said, dew points into about the upper 60s to lower 70s, so pretty muggy out there this evening. Could definitely see some patchy dense fog as you're headed out the door on your Thursday morning. So you can see the scattered showers and thunderstorms we saw earlier today, but those have really moved out of here. That stationary boundary finally moved out of the mountains, which means nicer weather is going to return starting on Thursday. So we will start to dry out and see plenty of sunshine over the next few days. Hot temperatures return just in time for the 4th of July weekend. More details on that coming up in a little bit.
All right, thank you, Paige. A Pike County school teacher resigned yesterday following a post on social media that many are calling racist. The original photo was posted to Snapchat and then made public. It is of a Belfry Middle School math teacher and softball coach depicting blackface with what some are calling a racially charged comment beneath it. Pike County School Superintendent Reed Adkins says there's no place for that in the district.
We will not accept inappropriate behavior from our students, our staff, or anyone else. If a violation occurs, we will deal with it.
At 6, we talked with the former president of UPike's Black Student Union about the blackface post. You can see that on our website at WYMT.com. The pandemic pushed back the Kentucky Derby for months. The 146th Run for the Roses will now be the first Saturday in September. But the death of Breonna Taylor in Louisville and the protests that followed could also make an impact on race day. Supporters are planning a boycott of the Derby. They say police officers, the judge who approved the no-knock warrant, and politicians have not been held accountable. Felicia Ashley talked with organizers about the boycott.
Breonna Taylor supporters say it is not time for the city to celebrate. They take Louisville moving forward with one of its largest celebrations, the Kentucky Derby, as a slap in the face to the injustices and protests happening across the city, state, and country. Brittany Wiley and Alicia Bowman felt something had to be done. It started with a hashtag and a flyer saying boycott Derby. They're still grieving and say the city should not be moving as if nothing happened. They're not letting the situation pass until Taylor gets complete justice and the city and state listen to the people.
We need systematic change. Thank you for taking the statues down. Thank you for, the scholarships. Thank you for, we appreciate
all the Breonna tributes.
Yes, we do. We appreciate
we love
that
it.
all. But we need change for my daughter, for the kids, for our future. We need real systematic change.
Taylor's best friend says this is not the time for the city to be sipping on mint juleps, getting dressed up in hats, and showing off outfits. She says people across the world have stood up for her friend. However, the city, police, and politicians continue disrespecting Taylor's life.
Since Breonna's death, other things have taken farther in Louisville, Kentucky. Since Breonna's death, David McElty has been killed. That was ironic. You know what I'm saying? What about him? Since then, Tyler was killed. That blows my mind because that doesn't make sense. Someone could fire in a crowd of protesters a peaceful protest for Breonna Taylor, and someone gets killed. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, where was the police then?
The Kentucky Derby is set for September 5th with the Kentucky Oaks the day before on the 4th. Results are finalized in last week's primary election. In the 21st District State Senate Republican primary, Brandon Storm beat incumbent Albert Robinson and Kay Hensley with 39% of the vote. The 21st District includes Bath, Estill, Jackson, Laurel, Menifee, and Powell counties. Storm says he is looking forward to November.
I think I'm going to take some time off with the 4th of July, relax with my family, and then get right back at it. I don't want to take anything for granted. I want to make sure I'm out working, and there's a lot of people I need to meet in the other counties. So I'm going to go meet those people and introduce myself.
Storm will run against the Democratic candidate Walter Trebolo in the general election. We have reached out to Senator Robinson, but have not heard back. The Kentucky Department of Education has narrowed its search for the next commissioner. Jason Glass, Julian Vasquez-Helig, and Felicia Cummings-Smith are all finalists. Glass is currently a superintendent in Denver and worked as a graduate student teaching at UK and Georgetown College. Vasquez-Helig is the dean of the College of Education and a professor at UK. And Smith serves as assistant superintendent of teaching and learning in Jefferson County Public Schools. The board will meet with the candidates next week for a second round of interviews. Governor Beshear has announced the names of those he's added to the AgriTech Advisor Council. It includes UK President Eli Capilouto, Kentucky Agriculture Commissioner Ryan Quarles, the mayor of Moorhead, and the CEO of App Harvest. Last week, the governor signed an international agreement to help grow Kentucky's agri-tech industry. The governor says it will help rebuild the state's economy. A Floyd County school is breaking new ground control of their educational future with the new Floyd County School of Innovation. A trip to Pittsburgh just 3 years ago led Floyd County schools to receive a National Science Foundation grant. From that grant, they created a STEM academy, which grew to become the new school. Principal and math teacher Christina Crace says this opportunity is needed and will serve the community well.
Letting kids come to school, love coming to school, see them be excited to come to school and do these hands-on activities. The best thing I've ever experienced in my 16 years is a kid who's excited about something they've done, excited enough that they want to stand up and tell everybody about it.
The 3 pathways offered at the school are pre-engineering, computer science, and heavy equipment. The deadline to apply is July 10th. Despite the global pandemic, many organizations are continuing summer camps just in a different capacity. One of those is the Challenger Learning Center in Hazard. The center is back to hosting summer day camps 1 day a week in person through the month of July. Wednesday, campers returned to the classroom building with Legos. Of course, with COVID-19, the camp had to make some adjustments, but the center is just happy to have eager children back and ready to learn.
Normally, we have about 30 summer camps a year, and those are all-day camps. We've had to scale that back, but this July, every Wednesday, we're holding a camp from 12 noon to 3 p.m.
The Challenger Learning Center is also holding virtual events during the summer as well. The Appalachian Arts Alliance has offered dance, music, and art for many years, but now they are opening a hub for all their classes. After more than 1 year of renovations, the Art Station on Main Street in Hazard is now ready to open to the public. Today, the Arts Alliance showed off the building on Facebook. WYMT's Emily Bennett takes us inside the Art Station.
And I am so thrilled to be able to welcome you to this first shot of the Art Station.
For nearly 7 years, plans have been in the works to create this building.
It's been a long journey. It's been a difficult journey.
And now, after more than 1 year of renovations, the Art Station is nearly ready to go.
Our dance classes, as I said, will be here. We have portable bars that we can use for our ballet classes.
Dance, music, art, and culinary classes will all be available in this space.
We are able to expand our classes beyond 100%. We have had a crazy amount of people interested in hip-hop classes, and now is your chance.
And those in the community can rent the building for personal events.
This space is completely transformable. It can be empty, it can be changed, you can add to it with what you have, you can bring in what we have.
Helping Hazard in their efforts to revitalize downtown.
So that's really exciting for us to have this kind of like cornerstone spot open downtown that kind of connects with a lot of other work that we're working on downtown.
While also keeping the arts alive in Appalachia.
If we don't supply an outlet or an avenue for these children and these youth in our community to be exposed to it, then who are we going to listen to on the radio? Who are we going to go to a concert and watch? Whose art are we going to appreciate, and who's going to act in those movies?
In Hazard, Emily Bennett, WYMT Mountain News.
Looks great. On July 11th from 11 to 1, they are holding an open house brunch with live music. Social distancing tours of the building will be available. Coming up at 11, it's been a crazy year so far. It's only half over. And it got even crazier on UK's campus thanks to an unexpected visitor.
And those hot temperatures return tomorrow and continue as we head into the holiday weekend. I'll have a sneak peek at your holiday weekend forecast coming up.